Okay. All right. Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session on why we must all become digital citizens. So today we're going to discuss in brief detail some of the overarching conceptual understandings of what we want to do with regard to this topic of digital citizenship at Chadwick International for the school year of 2020-2021. Pardon me. And once I'm completed with my overarching presentation, both Alex and Kim and other tech ambassadors will come in to talk a little bit about how you can weave in our core values and philosophy and mission of the school into technology in your daily practice. So that will be a plenary session at the conclusion of this overarching presentation. So in order to effectively promote good digital citizenship, it's obviously quite important for us to have a definition of key terms. So digital citizenship for us refers to a person who has knowledge and skills to effectively use digital technology to communicate and engage society in a positive manner. And so we do need to discuss a little bit about what a positive manner is. I think that we will have some overarching discussions about how we interpret that. But for the time being, let's just talk about how the idea of engaging in society in a positive manner links to the mission of Chadwick, the core values, and the IB learner profile. So we're also going to talk a little bit about what concepts does digital citizenship include. It's pretty important for us to enumerate those, so that way when we are actually engaging in the explicit teaching of these concepts, we can actually refer back to them and be able to have a firm understanding ourselves, especially given the fact that we are going to be utilizing a scope and sequence that will again be incorporated into our advisory program. And so I think that dovetails nicely into the final bullet point, which is how can you or us teach digital citizenship explicitly. So what concepts does digital citizenship include? Well, according to Chris Zook of Applied Educational Systems, the main concepts to teach digital citizenship through are as follows. Empathy, how the internet works, understanding user data, practicing digital literacy, acknowledging the digital divide, practicing digital awareness, and securing digital devices. And so, again, I think it's going to be important for us as faculty to talk a little bit about how these conceptual understandings link to our core values of respect, responsibility, honesty, fairness, and compassion. I think that it's fairly easy to see that these things all have natural links and that we should be able to teach through these within our advisory program. So again, how are we going to teach these things explicitly? Well, we have 30 minutes of morning advisory program 4 days a week, which within those advisory programs, obviously we're going to have your typical daily check-in and daily notices. Within the daily check-in, we will discuss at length about ensuring that students are present. And we don't just mean physically present. We mean, the fact that they are not on their computers the moment they get in. We're going to talk a little bit about some common practices that we all will be doing next year, so that way we can monitor and effectively manage technology. We will have a discussion about what those are. I do think that one of the things that I worked in conjunction with other coordinators at my last school in Taiwan was that students, upon entering the classroom, are going to be asked to put their laptops to the outside of the classroom, and then when they're needed during advisory, they can go get them. We'll talk at more length about how that's going to manifest itself. But again, during those daily check-ins, we're going to try and explicitly look at common practices across all advisory programs in 9 to 12. We're going to obviously link the key ATL skills that we're going to be looking at in particular for 11 and 12 this year is organization and self-management. Again, the self-management piece is going to be, again, looking at the amount of time and the usage of digital technology within the course of the school day. More to the point of what will be happening in advisory, and again, how you can teach us. We are a school that is utilizing common sense education. So the scope and sequence for the upper school, when I'm done with this, again, Alex and Kim will go through and talk in more explicit terms about how and when in the duration of the scope and sequence will be weaved through the advisory program. Okay, I would just say to you, as an IB practitioner, that we to quote the Canadian philosopher Marshall McLuhan, the medium is the message, right? And so we're trying to get a message through to our students, be it content or be it the teaching of affectual skills or global mindedness. Lifelong learning, all of those things that are part of the philosophy of the IB. We don't want our message to be obfuscated by the medium, meaning, we really want to do as much instruction as we possibly can where the kids are out of a hot medium and in a cold medium, meaning, that they're bumping into people, that they're talking, they're doing a lot of peer-to-peer assessment. That we have that back and forth that technology can help to be a tool of, but that is not the main vehicle by which teaching and learning is happening. Remember that our aim is to teach through inquiry, and you can do that at points in time with technology, but we want to make sure that it's managed. And so just remember, I put in bullet points directly from the principles of practice. And so if you take a look at those, I think, we want the learning environment to be proactive. We want to make sure that kids are aware and thinking metacognitively about how they learn, and that the learning is engaging, and that we're learning from each other. I know that last year we talked about promoting less comparison and looking more at developing the class brain and the school brain. And I think that it's tough to do that if students are spending a good deal of time on devices. So we want to use internet technology. We want it to be a part of the school culture, but only in a supportive role, and part of something that enhances and is not the main driver of teaching through inquiry. So you wouldn't get out of a meeting without an acronym. So today's acronym that we're going to try to instill and make visible throughout our classrooms and advisories is READY. So our acronym for teaching digital citizenship remind students that their online presence can have consequences. And so we want to, within our lessons, to explain to students that, you can have long-term ramifications for things that you post on Facebook and on Instagram, and that they need to be cognizant of those things. We want to encourage students to limit their user time. And again, we've talked a little bit about this, that we will have some direct, explicit practices that all of us will be doing in order to encourage and accommodate this. Accountability. Within this presentation that I'm going to be sharing with all of you, there's a link to the responsible usage agreement. Please make sure that in advisory that all of your students have signed this. And if they have not, please make sure that they do. And for us, we want to demonstrate through effective modeling. And so one of the main initiatives after getting feedback from surveys from last year is that we were really spending way too much time using our email to post things that were really not school related. And so we're going to talk a little bit about being present in classrooms, and also the idea that the work emails need to be work emails, and that there are other mediums by which we can send out notices for things. Okay, and why we want to be a culture of yes, meaning we want to support students having 21st century skills and developing their ability to utilize digital technology. We have a ton of technology and technology coaches at our school. We want to be a culture of yes, but again, we want to frame that within the context of a culture of teaching through inquiry. And last but not least, we want to lead by example. Again, that was our slogan for our mantra, if you will, for our 10-year anniversary. We want to lead by example. We want to show our students that, we are technically proficient and that we are modeling good digital citizenship ourselves. And so I have every faith in the world that all of you are going to be able to effectively do that. And I look forward to coming into classrooms and seeing that happen firsthand. So thank you for listening to me for a good 10 minutes or so. And I'm going to turn this over now to our tech ambassadors. Thank you.